I've heard you loud and clear. You guys are wondering what's next in your career, your finances, and your purpose. So today, that's what we're doing. We're diving into that. This pick a card reading was meant to reach you today. If you have any questions about your career, your finances, money manifestation, and all of that. So welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren, and we're here to tap into grounded, intuitive guidance to help you connect with your truth and walk your soul-aligned path. If you're ready to receive the messages meant just for you, let's take a breath together, tune in, and choose the pile or piles that you wish for this reading. Okay, so what we'll do is breathe in for 6 seconds, hold at the top for just a few seconds, and then release for another 6 seconds. This will help our nervous systems get in sync with one another so we can tune in and turn off our nervous systems, because I'm sure that they're going just crazy these days, but turn on our intuitive sides and really be able to just dive in and get the messages that we need the most today. So let's breathe in together. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold at the top, and then release through the mouth. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let me introduce your piles to you now. As you can see, we have 4 piles already prepared. Each one has a different tarot deck that will be used, and instead of using crystals, I have chewy candy spree, if you've heard of spree before. I haven't eaten these in so long, but I just thought that I would pick them up recently, and they may be eaten before the end of this video. Okay, pile number 1, here is your significator card. It says Nefhti and meditation. That's with the yellow spree candy. Pile number 2, you have Anuket with hope. And that's with this purple spree. Pile number 3, you have this card with, it really is, H-U-H. I don't know how to say it. So that's what you're getting. And exploration with the red spree. And then pile number 4, we have Geb with prosperity. And that is with this green spree. So please just pause the video if you need to take a few more moments here to really settle on a pile or piles of your choosing. You can most definitely choose all piles if you wish. That would be a lot of reading time, but whatever feels good to you. And if you don't know how to intuit which one's best for you, I always say whatever your eye falls on first, or if you like a certain color, you can go with the colored spree. You can't go wrong with this, really. If you notice when you're in one of the readings and it just doesn't resonate, then maybe that means that that's not the pile for you, but that's okay. Now, when you've finally chosen your pile or piles, head down to the timestamps in the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section, and then click on that, and I'll see you in your separate readings. Hi, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. Thank you for tuning in today. If you chose this pile, then this is your significator card, and today we're asking about career, finance, and money. What are you manifesting? What's popping up? And what's your purpose as well? So this is Nefhti with meditation. I'll be reading this from the Egyptian Gods Oracle Cards book. So I'm going to put that over to the side. I also have channeled messages for each and every pile, so I'll start with the channeled messages. You have a candy, spree, and it's the yellow one. So you may have chosen this pile because of the yellow color of the spree. I don't know how I used to eat all those things, you know. My taste has definitely changed over the years, and I can't tolerate as many sweets as I used to when I was a kid. Okay, so let's start with your channeled messages, pile number 1, and see what we've got here. I don't remember any of it really. When the channel messages come through, I just kind of write down what comes, and yeah. Okay, it says, ding, ding. I hear the ringing of a bell, the sound of opportunity knocking at your door, loud and clear. You're aware of the steps required. First step is to take a leap of faith. All bets on you. You are betting on yourself, the smell of success, fresh ahead, and a vision you cannot ignore anymore. Some of you are fresh out of school and have decided to take a sabbatical or a gap year to travel before starting a 9-to-5 job. And with those experiences, you actually fall upon some great connections that lead you to unexpected abundance and everlasting friendships, including a romance overseas. That's what I was seeing. Some of you have decided it's now time to step away from your 9-to-5 and begin to start that startup, as you've been shown in your dreams and your visions. I hear freelance, contract, and remote work. This pile is not afraid to do work that others are unable or unwilling to do, and that gives you options and a leg up. I see home renovations, technical school, blue-collar jobs on contractual or seasonal basis, which gives you more time freedom and extra money to set aside for fun experiences, travel, projects, and entertainment. No matter if you're just starting off or a well-seasoned worker, you are all taking a leap of faith and voyaging into the unknown, exciting exhilarating territory, a new job, a new start, a new career change, a huge move cross-country or into a new country, a new horizon. You cannot go wrong. Make sure to budget your money. Oh wow, there's a lot. Make sure to budget your money for uncertain times and spend money wisely with your future in mind. You're all highly gifted, hardworking, and creative. You're adaptable and don't mind having to connect with others, even if that means traveling for work because you enjoy what you do or are about to. I see in 6 months, you'll feel more stable and more sure of yourself than ever before, and you're going to be happy you made this leap. The leap was not a guaranteed get-rich-quick scheme, but oh, the places you'll go, as quoted by Dr. Seuss. It's more about the experience and aligning to more purposeful work, which means money flows to your bank account more effortlessly. Y'all are the risk takers, creatives, the entrepreneurs, contractors, designers, healers, and nomads, construction workers, and handymen, handywomen, event organizers, interior decorators, architects and engineers, florists, furniture restoration specialists, or when people like buy furniture, they restore it in some way and then they sell it for a better price tag. And then it says boutique owners, content creators. You're great with your mind and your hands, and you know how to create beauty no matter your job or career. Wow. You guys are on a path to success for sure, but you have to take that leap of faith, right? So with that being said, remember when I told you we were going to read from this book, the Egyptian Gods Oracle cards? So let's do that, because Nefhti, I don't know enough about the Egyptian gods and goddesses to really speak on them well, but I've been kind of going back to the guidebooks recently just to see what the authors say about their own creations. So let's see what this is with the number 10. That's 10 again is the 1 and the 0. 1 the magician, 0 being the fool. So you have a lot of potential here, infinite potential that I'm feeling, and a fresh start, and also an ending to something. So let's see. Wife of Seth. So Nefhti says meditation. She is the wife of Seth and younger sister of Isis, goddess of the underworld and of death in general. Her name means Lady of the House, which indicates that she is the Lady of the Temple, with reference to her priestly functions. She represents the access road to sanctuaries and their horizon. Nefhti protects humans and their souls in the moment of passing away. Obstacles, losses, or painful events may arise unexpectedly and irreversibly. Learn that through reflection, everything can be fully transformed and developed. Your ability to continue to rise up depends on your own conscience, only on your own conscience. Protects humans and their souls in the moment of passing away. Access road to sanctuaries and the horizon. So there's definitely something about being heavily protected, for one, while you're navigating this new terrain, especially because in the channel messages and even what I'm getting right now is that there's something new on the horizon. You have everything that it takes to be in all the resources to be able to do this new venture, whatever that may be for you. And you definitely have a leg up because you're willing to do all the work that a lot of people are unwilling to do. So you kind of have like a lot of versatility within you. You are taking a leap of faith and putting all bets on you because you definitely have the skills and the knowledge and the resources that it takes in order to move forward in this endeavor. So let's see, we're going to start with a couple of tarot cards first and foremost, and we'll go into your oracle cards after that. Okay, for pile number 1, your career, finance, and money. What are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? Ooh, yeah, okay. The Magician. See, the Magician was in reverse, so I think like you guys probably are feeling like, do I have the resources? Like, am I really that sure about it all? You are the Magician for sure, and this may be just feeling like uncertainty, not feeling like you have the resources available, but you do. You definitely do. And then we have the Eight of Cups, walking away. Maybe the uncertainty also is about like, well, am I like really ready to just walk away from the things that I knew or that I've known for so long? Am I going to be okay on this new endeavor if I just take a leap of faith? Now let's see what else. If there's one more that wants to come through. Okay, see again with the Two of Swords, it was in this like horizontal position. The Two of Swords came out like that. So you're kind of taking a shot in the dark, so to speak. You're betting on yourself, but you're also kind of like at a crossroads, right? You're at that crossroads. You're a little guarded. You're like, oh God, did I make the right choice? Am I making a mistake by, taking this leap of faith? Am I making a mistake by walking away from this old job? Am I making a mistake by, just taking a gap year or a sabbatical or something like that to give myself some time to really think about what my purpose is here and what I can do that brings the beauty into this world, because that is one of your purposes for sure, is to bring beauty into the world no matter what your job, no matter what you're doing. It's about the how. How you do it is just magnificent. And people can see that you put a lot of care into the things that you do. Okay, we're gonna see, let's look at this card. This is a small card. I've also got some tea leaves over here, so we're gonna draw from the tea leaves in just a bit here, and then at the very end, just to help provide you with a little bit more sustenance for this reading, we're going to take one of these cards. It's a crystal. Since we didn't have a crystal in the beginning, it's with the spree. We're going to get a crystal from this deck, and you can use that kind of crystal to help with your manifestations, and you can walk around with it, whatever it is, or just take it to heart, whatever the message comes through for you. Okay, we have organization right here. Is that Mercury in Virgo? I'm gonna have to take a look in the book as well, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, but this says organization. And Yeah, I heard organizing your thoughts. The number 10, you have 1010. What's the 1010 number for angel number? 1010 angel number. It's a sign of new beginnings, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. Encouraging you to embrace opportunities and trust your intuition. Yeah, trusting your intuition, the Two of Swords. It signifies a positive shift, often related to love, career, or financial abundance, and urges you to focus on your goals and stay optimistic. So there you go, new beginnings and opportunities. Beginning a new chapter, starting a new chapter in your life, in your career, and connecting with your intuition and spiritual side to know that you can trust yourself. You can definitely trust yourself right now. Okay, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, number 10. Oh, that's the 10th house as well. So let's see here. 10th house astrology represents your career, your public image, your social status, and achievements. Isn't that interesting? Maximum visibility and external success. It reveals your professional aspirations, the type of work you're suited for, and how you want to be perceived in the world. Isn't that amazing? Because this is your career and prosperity manifestations, your money manifestations here. So what are we looking at right now? Okay, so Mercury in... Oh, I'm sorry, Mercury in Capricorn. Why did I say Virgo? I don't know. Mercury in Capricorn. So Mercury is change and Capricorn is duty and perseverance. So it looks like Mercury Capricornians are shrewd, practical, organized, and ambitious. There's always a method in their thought process, and their instinctive ability to take things one step at a time makes for few pitfalls on the road to achieving ambitions. So they take the realistic approach to goals and rarely are fooled by idealistic claptrap, opt for the slow but sure route rather than the fast lane. So they're conscientious, they're patient, they approach with an organized and balanced thought process and a sense of humor. So when this card is drawn, it indicates that hard, conscientious work is required in order to achieve long-term aims or solve an immediate problem. Need for external patience, discipline, and control. Position of responsibility, working with someone famous, maybe. Yeah, simplifying your life a little bit too. Like what things do you really, what things can you go without, and what things do you really wish to have? Yeah, you have a sure route to success though, definitely, with the 10th house being, you know, of career and status and public image and achievements. So anything that you put your mind to, you will achieve. You will be recognized for it. Should I start with these or go with the tea leaves? I think we'll do some tea leaves. Why not? We'll do some tea leaves and just kind of go with that. Okay. So closing my eyes here, we're just going to ask the tea leaves. Okay. Anything else? That one. Okay, so there's 3. I'm gonna just go with the 3 tea leaves. Okay, Tankard, celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Look at that. So you are being celebrated. You should celebrate yourself because you actually made the right decision to walk away from whatever it was that was like holding you back from the, you know, manifesting your dreams. You are following your intuition, and you kind of were a little nervous too, right? Because you didn't know if it was like, you know, if it was too risky. Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Tankard, Jug, and Lily, spiritual love. Look at that. Wow, you guys definitely did something good for yourselves. I think you did the right thing. in respect to the choices that you've made so far, okay? Despite how you're kind of feeling right now. So I just want to open this up so that I have this available here, the channeled messages, in case I need that. Okay, so let's take a look. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of reading from the guidebooks today, just because there's a couple of them, like, you know, the Egyptian Gods guidebook that I needed to look at, and this one as well, and this one too. This is from the Tantric Dakini Oracle, so let's see what you've got here. Living Goddess with the number 8. Huh. Wow. You guys have really good energy. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to just take a look also at what these others say. We've got gossip. Okay, so this is an archetype card from Carolyn Miss. So it's gossip. Light attributes is awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. Shadow attributes is thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidence. I think people are gossiping about you, not necessarily in a bad way or anything. It's just, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll do this one. Patience. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. Okay. So we've got patience with a hourglass. That's kind of in the middle here. See? So this whole thing, I feel like, okay, I hear perfect timing and patience. Perfect timing for you guys to have moved into this new venture. Self-employment, guys, look at this. Commitment, resourceful, confident, and rewarding. So this is from a completely different deck, but we were actually picking up on some of that. So you guys are definitely the group that would do really well in self-employment, because you'd be able to do the things that others just aren't willing to do, which a lot of times if you have a side hustle, actually what I'm hearing right now is if you have a side hustle, that will actually probably take over more of your time than anything, and you're willing to put in the work as a Mercury Capricornian type of energy, that's Mercurian Capricorn energy that's coming through, and the 10th house energy that's coming through. It really is showing that you're going to be rewarded for all the hard work that you put in, and you're willing to put in the hard work. You are willing to, which is amazing, right? Okay, let's see what these other cards are. Create great adventure. Look at that. Take a risk, venture forward. Row, 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 row. Yeah, look at these waters. They're a little choppy. So you might have a choppy start, a little bit of a choppy start, because, you know, sometimes it is kind of difficult to go a different route than what others would think that you should go through. I see parents kind of disapproving of something that you're deciding to do. If you have parents still alive, or if you have parents and you're just like deciding to go and do a gap year and, you know, travel the ocean, this also talks about how you may be going on a great adventure, maybe going cross country or overseas, maybe even just taking some time off, like I said in the channel messages with the gap year. So there is something about that. Things are going to be a little bit choppy at the beginning, but because of your perseverance and your vision, your strong vision, you can't let it out of sight. It's almost like you have to do this. You have to do what you have to do. Like it's your intuition, your higher self is going to bug you until you're like, okay, I hear you loud and clear. I need to start this venture, the self-employment. I need to go overseas. I need to travel, because there's something for me out there that hasn't been, you know, in the realm of possibility until this point now. Okay, and we have community with the number 7. This reminds me of like the 3 of Cups here, and with the celebration, fun, and enjoyment, the tankard here. Yeah, it's the 3 of Cups is coming through big time with community. You're going to find a community of like-minded souls who may actually really love or want to work with you. Okay. Yeah, do I want to do, I feel like I need to do like another card here. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're going to take one of these Louise Hay cards as well, but prior to that, I wanted to go back to this number 8 with the living goddess because, yeah, I want to read from this Tantric Dakini Oracle book. Maybe not all of it, but at least a little bit to get an idea of what that means. So living goddess bears the number 8, signifying perfect balance through positive channeling of power, culmination, and spiritual evolution. It is the number of the planet Saturn, who in occult traditions is the power principle upholding the equilibrium of creation. This card relates to justice of the tarot. Justice of the tarot. A beautiful young woman looks down from an arched window in space, a view of the earth clearly visible below. She is the living goddess known in India and Nepal as Kumari, who, for the duration of her appointment, symbolizes the untainted virgin essence, the divine energy of femininity incarnate, the Adi Shakti. She is the personification of the virgin goddess, one of the 8 major goddesses of the Hindu pantheon. After her selection by Oracle, she appears before the public at her traditional temple in Kathmandu. The sight of her is said to bring good luck and prosperity. Look at that, good luck and prosperity. The living goddess is adorned with jewels and on her forehead wears the mask of vermilion, indicating her divine origin. She wears costly robes of red and gold, symbolic of her exalted spiritual nature. So the earthly manifestation of spiritual qualities, the concept of being chosen, and a sense of duty towards higher ideals, an evolved sense self-development to meet a position which one has been put in, either in the world or out of it, indicates the potency of the miraculous and evolved aesthetical position of reference. This card is particularly positive in the spiritual sense, suggesting compassion and resignation. At the heart center, it means fulfillment. In the head, the mystical acceptance of divine principles. It is a guardian card related to the astrological signs of Libra and Aquarius, indicating equilibrium and balance of the occult nature. Yeah, and I was also getting like Empress energy with it, so I feel like you're on real fertile grounds right now. You are definitely feeling real fertile, feeling pretty you're confident in some of your abilities, or at least the ability to be able to learn really quickly. I think you have a very strong mind. You actually have a strong body as well, despite what you have thought and all of that. Like, you can go. You know, you're like the Energizer Bunny in some ways, really. I really do think that, you know, a lot of you are turning towards something that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, and you may be self-employed or may be thinking that self-employment would be a good option for you at this time. Let me just look right here. It says you're adaptable, don't mind having to connect with others, even if that means traveling for work. See, great adventure, take a risk and venture forward. Traveling for work because you enjoy what you do or are about to. So 6 months time, you'll feel more sure of yourself. I think this is kind of like where things, you're aligning to your purpose, more purposeful work in general. So you're really committed to this progress in your life, spiritually speaking and otherwise. And when you are in more alignment with your purpose, and your purpose is to create, your purpose actually is to know how to create beauty no matter your job, your career, what you're doing, and you always find the beauty in everything. You can find beauty in the most god-awful of places, in the most god-awful of people as well. You can see the beauty in everything and everyone, and you want to create more beauty in this world. That's why I see like with the living goddess, I do see the Empress energy coming through, that fertility, that and being birthed into a new world, you know, into this new chapter in your life, the horizon, you know, going from death to birth. So yeah, I think you probably went through kind of a little bit of an awakening recently, where you recognize like the things that you're doing haven't been really fulfilling to you in the least. So you're moving into more of an aligned position for yourself, whether that be a new job position or taking some time off, like I said, to travel and do some more traveling and connecting with others. Maybe there's just a lot of options, because I think there's going to be a lot of people watching this, this one in particular, for career and money manifestation. So of course I'm going to be getting like a lot of this and that, a lot of information coming through. So I'm not sure what'll stick for you, but definitely there's some movement forward. You are being asked to just be patient with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, and get organized, you know, connect with your connect with your inner pilot light. I've said that a lot. I can't remember what book that came from. I think it was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Maybe. I think that was the one where I ever first heard someone use the phrase your inner pilot light. But I always loved that, because I feel like, you know, we do have our inner pilot kind of in there, and we have our own inner light. I always see our light as like a flame inside our chest areas. Okay, let's see what Louise Hay has to say about you with your career, your money. You are going to make money through connecting with others as well. Money comes through people, right? And connecting with people is how you'll do this. Though I think some of you probably would connect with being introverted. And you know, some of the most introverted people in the world are very wealthy. Very wealthy. They knew how to connect with others. Introverts doesn't mean that you're like avoidant of people. No, it just means that you need to recharge differently than an extrovert. An extrovert recharges through being around others. They derive their joy, their pleasure, their energy from being around others. It actually helps lift them up. And then introverts, they like people and all that, but they could get easily drained from social situations. So they need to unplug at the end of the day. And I think like most of us are kind of in between introvert and extrovert, you know, where a lot of us are omniverts. I myself am very, very introverted. I do love people. It's just the way that I have to recharge myself and my soul is to step away and from any activity for a little bit and just recharge by reading a book, going out in nature, you know, doing things on my own. Yeah, so but interestingly enough, no matter what, and whether you're considered introvert, extrovert, or omnivert, it seems like you are going to still connect with a community that will help you to make money. You may be really, okay, this is kind of what I'm seeing. Like when you are really relaxed and you decide to go on like a little trip, right? A mini trip somewhere, and you're in a local, like some restaurant or a local bar or something like that, and you get to talking to someone like right next to you, a stranger right next to you, and you find out that they actually like the same things that you like, and they're thinking of they're looking to collaborate with someone who has your exact skills, and you're looking to find someone who can help grow the business or do something like that. So it's like, then you guys collaborate, you get excited because both of you guys start talking about what you're really in love with, you know, what you like doing, and you end up like creating this beautiful tapestry of I don't know, like this beautiful project together. That's what I can see, a tapestry, a project, something that comes together. Yeah. Okay, so we have Louise Hay here. My future is glorious. Look at that. Aw. And it says, I now live in limitless love, light, and joy. All is well in my world. Walk around really embodying this right now. Just say, my future is glorious. Feel that in your body. Feel that in your body. That's the way to really bring it about as well. I think you guys are really good at that in the first place. Excuse me. Okay, so let's see if we have like other, actually, I want to do these ones. Let's just get we'll get a crystal for you. What crystal wants to come through? I'm closing my eyes right now. This one, quartz crystal, growth, alignment, and cleanse. Interesting. Quartz crystal. It says growth, alignment, and cleanse. Containing all the colors of the spectrum, quartz is considered to be a high vibrational crystal with many metaphysical powers. A conduit of energy, quartz generates electromagnetic energy and dispels electricity, absorbing, storing, releasing, and regulating positive or negative energy. Quartz is highly personal and works with your energy field one-on-one, attuning it according to your needs. Quartz is easily programmable, allowing you to set your intentions so that the stone works in your favor. Set your intentions wisely. And then it says all signs and the sun and the moon. Yeah, beautiful quartz crystal. I'm going to put that right here. You're going to have a lot of fun, I think, you know, and it's about time because, you know, when the collaboration actually happens when you're starting to have fun with the things that you do and who you are and the people that you're around. Yeah. Give yourself a little bit of time too, and a kudos. Okay, I'm gonna move that a little bit. So let's see what else wants to come through for you. Oh my gosh, and look at this. I just looked over at the Louise Hay card and that was on top and it says my income is constantly increasing. Ooh, yeah. Okay. We might have to take that one because I think that's right. I think it's right. I think your income is going to be constantly increasing for sure. Okay. Oh my, I just messed all this up. Okay, there we go. And a great adventure. Pile number 1. Whoa, there's 3 there. We've got the Knight of Swords moving fast towards you. Moving fast. This is happening fast. The Fool card. This is the energy that I was feeling. You got the Fool and the Magician, the 1 and the 0. And then you have the 3 of Cups. What was I saying? I felt like the 3 of Cups energy was coming through with the Community card here. Here's the 3 of Cups again. So there's a celebration here. There's definitely a celebration. You are being celebrated. You should celebrate yourself because you actually like decided to, like the Fool, take a leap of faith, investing in yourself and in your future. Your future is bright. Your income is constantly increasing, and my future is glorious. Look at all that. Everything is coming along for you. Pile number 1. This is going to take, you will be really a lot more solidified in the next 6 months. And you'll be happy that you took a leap of faith, just like the channeled messages says, you'll be looking back at this time saying, oh, thank God I took the leap of faith, even though I was unsure and uncertain of my intuition, if it was leading me in the right direction. But because I chose to move away or to leave an outdated situation, I am now in a really good place and setting myself up for success. And you're great with your mind and your hands. You know how to create beauty. Everywhere you go, you are a beautiful person. You are, you're just going to do so well in this lifetime. Keep going. Be patient with yourself. This is Capricorn energy coming through, so it's slow and steady progress, but the Knight of Swords showing that all of this is happening rather fast, rather quickly. And if you needed any affirmation for yourself or any validation that, doing the Fool type of energy, taking that leap of faith was in your best interest, well, this is telling you exactly that, yes, it's in your best interest to bet on yourself right now. This is your sign, your validation by being here right now watching this video. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to pile number 1, to this reading. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading. Go down to the comment section and let me know what resonated for you. And always remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload at least once per week. And yeah, I think that's all. So Jai Ma, and bye for now. Hi, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. This reading is about your money manifestations, your career, guidance on all of that, what's manifesting for you in the realm of career, wealth, and finances. Anyhow, if you chose this pile number 2, then this is your significator card with Anuket and Hope. I'll be looking in the guidebook for this in just a moment here after I read your channeled messages, but I just wanted to let you know about that. And then we have this candy, this purple spree. This is probably going to be eaten. I ate the first one already. It was good. It was very tasty. I don't have much of a sweet tooth anymore. Well, that was really crazy. So I got partway through the reading, or at least like up to this point, and found out that my video just completely shut off, which was really crazy. So I'm sorry about that. I guess I have to start back at the beginning here. So with your channeled messages, pile number 2, let's see if we can get this going here again. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. I'm really watching for it now. Pile number 2. Oh, gosh. Okay, pile 2. Ever since 2020, you felt exhausted, burned out, tired of working, pushing through one obstacle after the next, and likely you've been very concerned about money. It's always on your mind. Despite a period of ill health, and burnout, you haven't given up hope. Though you have likely thought, what's the use? I feel you have a strong support system, whether that be family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, or spiritual groups. I hear AA. For some, it could be a support group for addictions or illnesses. You're here in the reading because you're feeling a pull to change things up. You're tired of the same old, and the petty co-workers and the unforgiving boss with a superiority complex, and the relentless need to pile you higher and higher with more work, responsibility without authority. Your job transitions in the recent past have been nothing more than a lateral shift into a similar job with minimal benefits. But you know you're meant for more, a more purposeful career, more meaningful, more compassionate, more abundant in all ways, including financially. Do not stay in any situation that diminishes you and makes your gut hurt. You have experience, you have grit, you have deep integrity. The industries you've likely found yourself in are healthcare, teaching, advocacy, customer service, hospitality, administrative, corporate, military, and law enforcement. These positions, though admirable and not for the faint of heart, have slowly eaten away at your spirit. And some people you've had to work with are narcissistic, toxic at best. You're ready for a transition and not a lateral move, but a choice that honors your energy and boundaries. Okay. You may be scared to step away from the known, but at this point, there's a choice to make. Either stay in your comfort zone and risk continuing to get the same results with little payout, or choose initial discomfort and risk the possibility of a more aligned career path, greater satisfaction, and possibly even a greater paycheck. And even for some, I hear financial liberation or freedom. Sky's the limit. You are worthy of all the good that life has to offer. I hear it may take you 3 months to 1 year to finally make this vertical transition, or even a leap into a field altogether. A new field altogether. You may be leaning towards entrepreneurship, freelancing, especially in wellness, consulting, coaching, writing, maybe be a therapist, energy work, holistic wellness, because that's how you healed and are healing yourself right now. I hear leadership roles where you have responsibility with authority. Finally, you get to be the boss. Or it's creative work to help you reclaim your energy, your voice, and your power. So by the way, I feel myself in this group. This is the group that I feel like probably resonates the most with me since I've been in the helping profession for the past 15 years. And I still continue to do that, but the service is kind of, my service to others has obviously changed in a different way. So yeah, I am so sorry about like all of this. Gosh, I can't believe I just kept going and going and didn't even recognize that I wasn't even, recording anything. So yeah, what I did do actually already was look at Anuket Hope in the Egyptian Gods Oracle cards. So I'm looking at these guidebooks a lot more recently just because I like to get back to the basics. I like to also see what the authors say about their own creations. And, despite that, I always go with my intuition, but it's really nice, especially for decks that I'm not as aware of, like this Egyptian Gods and Goddesses Oracle deck. Like, I just don't know what Anuket is about, but there's a lot of hope involved in this. It has a master number 22. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll dive into the cards that were already drawn for your group. And I'm sorry that you didn't get to see me draw these. Well, I thought I was doing it, but anyhow. Number 22, Anuket, Hope. She is depicted as a woman with a high headdress made of reeds or ostrich feathers. More rarely, she is represented in the form of a gazelle. Being the goddess of the Nile, she is linked to floods, which brings nourishment, fertility, and prosperity to the earth. This is where she gets her name, she who surrounds, that is, her invasion of the lands that embrace every being to bring fertility and happiness. She represents the generosity that gives rise to life. Trust in the protection of Anuket, who will guide you and bolster your courage to give you intensity and hope. Even when renunciations and sacrifices arise, remember that hope is in the heart of the optimist. Okay, so yeah, I feel like you guys never gave up hope despite all the things that have possibly gone on with you and, your situation. If you've had a period of ill health, then, there's definitely been a revival almost, and you never gave up hope with any of this. You guys are true warriors. It looks like so I got the Four of Cups here for you. I have the Star. This is the Star energy. And then the Seven of Wands. So what I was saying beforehand, before I realized that it wasn't even recording, was that the Four of Cups is the initial, or that's like the dissatisfaction in life. And you may have felt that way for some time. You just like didn't feel like anything was really adding up. There's some boredom actually in that energy, mundane. day-to-day tasks that had to be done, and you were probably just trudging through it because it had to be done, right? But that didn't mean you enjoyed it, nor did you find any interest in it. So this Four of Cups was like just a lack of interest, boredom, and dissatisfaction with life. The Star card is your star energy, your qualities. You knew that and still know that you are meant for more. So despite feeling, you know, the Four of Cups energy, you knew that like there was something more that you had to give or have to give for this in this world and have to be in this world. The Seven of Wands card shows that there's a leveling up, and actually if you're this may be a promotion at work. Maybe you end up becoming your own boss. This is the symbol of leadership, of confidence, standing above the rest. Definitely of a leveling up of some sort. And that means also that there is more responsibility. And this, with the channeled messages saying responsibility with authority, that is good, because I think for the longest time you were just getting responsibilities without any authority to say, you know, which responsibilities you wanted to take on or not. You just got loaded up on more and more responsibility without having a say in the matter. And now I feel like you're going to either be your own boss, you're going to get a raise, a transition into a higher paying job. It's not a lateral movement. So lateral movement would be like, so say for me, I'm a nurse. If I go from like one nursing position to the next, that's a lateral movement. Now, if I went from like nurse to nurse supervisor, that's more of a vertical movement up. So that's where you're headed, okay? And I'm not saying, you know, you're going to stay in your profession or anything like that. If you're in a helping profession and you continue to enjoy that, then maybe you will stay in it, but you're going to see yourself in a different position altogether. I mean, like in a different role altogether, even if it's in the same industry, okay? I don't know if I said it all that way, but I hope so. I hope I got all of that. So I read that. Four of Cups, a Star, the Seven of Wands. What I was going for after that was these cards now. I'm going to start with this card, and I did not actually take a look at these, so let's see what it is. Ooh, so we've got riches. And we've got Capricorn energy, the 10th house energy, which did come out in the first group as well. 10th house has to do with career transitions, achievement, recognition, and let's see what else the 10th house says. Yeah, public image, social status, and achievement. Indicates your professional path, the type of work you'll likely be successful in, and the recognition you'll receive in your field. Your reputation, your status with your community, building a legacy that you want to leave behind, exercising authority, your leadership abilities, positions of power. That's what I'm talking about. And then what is this right here? I'm going to take a look in the Oracle of the Radiant Sun deck, because that's what we're in here. So I'm just going to take a look. So it's Saturn in Capricorn. Yeah, Saturn in Capricorn. So ambition is Saturn, and then Capricorn is duty and perseverance. Saturn is in its happiest position in the sign of Capricorn, and people with this placement feel a great need to make their mark on life. For that reason, they direct extreme self-discipline and tenacity toward personal achievement. They have more patience than other people. That is just as well. This is just as well as by far their greatest successes occur as they get older. They're good organizers. They take their responsibilities seriously. They accept other people's authority, knowing that this is just a step on their path to becoming an authority themselves. And that's where you're at right now in your life. You are becoming the authority in your own life. Responsibility with authority. Saturn Capricornians, beware of going over the top, forgetting their sense of fun. Life begins at 40 for people with Saturn in Capricorn, so maybe you are around the age of 40 If not, then maybe that's the timing that'll happen. Power, hungry miser, treading on people's backs to get the top. Oh, that's like a negative of everything. In extreme cases, these Saturn Capricornians can become a miser, treading on other people's backs to get to the top. If excessive value is put on financial gain, one runs the risk of losing all sense of reality, putting every effort into making more and more money and refusing to spend on anything. When the Riches card appears in a reading, it usually points towards the successful conclusion of a financial arrangement or deal. Stock market, dealings in government organizations, involvement in politics, receiving an honor of some kind. I'm telling you, you're going to be recognized for a job well done. You're going to be leveled up, get a position that you've been wanting for some time, or altogether just moving into a different position altogether. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. We're going to look at this card. This is an archetype card from Carolyn. It says Messiah. Light attribute is serving humanity with humility. The shadow attribute is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. You know what I'm hearing is that the job will go on without you despite what you think is going to happen. I hear you saying like, oh, well, they're not going to be able to do what I did in that job position, or they're going to fail without me. And that's not true. Life will go on for the organizations and employers who have employed you. Life will go on without you. They won't need you. You were a warm body to them. And if that's what I'm hearing for some of you. And honestly, the best thing that you could have done or will do is to either step up into a higher position or move out altogether and do something completely different. Also, yeah, instead of Messiah, I actually hear like martyrdom too, like suffering for a cause without really getting any benefit from it, really. So suffering as a martyr or as a Messiah, thinking that like, you know, people need you to suffer, or you need to act out something in the service of others without really recognizing how much it's hurting you and hindering you. That could have been some past stuff. Like I feel like you guys have figured that out and have come to realize that things need to change. That yeah, you need to get out of a bad situation. Also, the Messiah could be someone who thinks that they're the Messiah, like your boss or a coworker, someone who thinks that they're all that. And because if this isn't your energy, I feel like for some of you, you might have a little bit of that Messiah and martyr energy. I always have, like I have definitely had that. I mean, I was a nurse, am a nurse, and you know, thought I could save everyone. You know, you come to realize that some people don't even want saving. Some people don't want it or need it. Actually, no one needs your assistance. They ask for it if they want it. That was another thing I had to learn a long time ago, and I continue to try and bring some humility into what I do, you know, because no one wants someone like with an inflated ego saying like, oh, I'm the best, I'm the one, blah, blah, blah. This is serving humanity with humility, and you are a service person. You like helping and serving in a way that helps others. So this is somewhat you. And then if you're thinking of it from like a Messiah complex, those are like the toxic energies, the toxic workplace environments, maybe even kind of like narcissistic personalities that you've been around. And you don't need that anymore, for sure. I'm going to take a look at this one. This is the Tantric Dakini Oracle card. And let's see, we've got Holocaust with the number 16. Ooh, that's intense. Messiah and Holocaust. Interesting. Trying to save the Holocaust is really intense. Okay. You know what? I think some of you have past lives that, or family members who have been through Holocausts. And I'm not just talking about like the Jewish Holocaust. I'm talking about there's other Holocausts that have happened or are happening at this time, and it's terrible. Like humanity, that's like the worst side of humanity, right? So why is it in your group here? We're going to look at the number 16 and read it. Okay. Holocaust bears the number 16, signifying spiritual victory and related to the cosmic function of the sun. Interesting. This card relates to the tower of the traditional tarot card. I was going to say it looks like a tower moment. A house is depicted in a state of demolition by fire. Rubble is heaped on the ground as the material edifice of reality crumbles and burns. This is an unpredicted event, breaking down the ego roles of everyday existence, as is here symbolized by the suburban nature of the edifice. As the transforming fire of the base center takes control along with the flames, there bursts forth a cascade of eyes, symbolizing the loss of ego and the shedding of preconceptions, brought about by the sudden traumatic event. The loss is seen here as a revelation for not a single ego, but rather the collective unconscious is involved and transformed. So the divinatory meaning is the necessity to change one's standpoint, to take decisive dramatic action. Such action is basically on the self to rid it all of confusion caused by ego motivation, to free oneself from all worldly attachments and securities. Also, this card suggests an event which reverberates on a wider level, a public catharsis, bringing about a general change of consciousness. A person receiving this card should therefore consider that all events in the outside world are but reflections of inner needs, desires, and motivations, and that shock tactics can be consciously employed so that one becomes aware of being the cause of a situation as well as receiving the effect. In such a way, one can mirror the times and transcend all events comprising this Kali Yuga, the dark age, when materiality, lack of moral fiber, and general apathy prevail. This card is understood according to the location in the tree of life at the heart center and indicates a sudden emotional change. So I was looking at this as like the Tower card and seeing it as like a restructuring for you, because obviously, you know, this restructuring is needed. This Messiah complex for either, you know, the attributes within ourselves. Like I said, I had somewhat of a Messiah complex back in the day when I was thinking, oh, I can save everyone, and believing that I'm the only means through which a cause can succeed. Like there have been times like that, and I think everyone has that type of complex when you really dig deep, especially if you see it from the outer perspective. If you see other people having that complex, then it's likely an aspect of you reflected back at you as well. I always see, you know, if you're pointing the finger at someone else saying it's them, point the finger back to yourself, because the only person who you can change is you. So if you have a problem with something, always turn the finger back at yourself, not to dismiss anyone else's actions for their bad behaviors, but also to not dismiss or brush under the rug your own actions and your own intentions. If they are in a positive aspect, then that's great. I'm just seeing maybe there's been just a lot of stuff that's been, you know, all these skeletons from your past, or all these skeletons from past situations and situationships actually are coming up to the surface, wanting to be healed, wanting to have the light shown on it to show that there is a restructuring needed. And this isn't something to be scared of or worried about. You are aware now, and that's the most important part of it, that you know there's something more to this life than what you've been living, and that some of these complexes were delusional, you know, and seeing it in other people just made it more evident that you yourself also were dealing with some of these shadow parts of the self. It's hard to see sometimes, like, all of us are human, all of us make mistakes. It's hard to see sometimes that we ourselves have the very thing that we hate in someone else. We ourselves have that very thing inside of us that makes it kind of like, you know, the outer world as a reflection of the inner world, our own inner worlds. When I started noticing that, especially, you know, through the years of meditation, I just like, you know, went through one dark night of the soul to the next, recognizing one thing after the next. And, you know, it's harsh sometimes. It's very harsh. I feel like you guys understand that because you've been through it. Let's see these cards now. Spirit relationships, intuition, connection, signs, and inspiration. So you are now seeing the, you know, all the things that have been going on within yourself is kind of like trying to align you to your highest potential timeline, your true north, because you wanted to be in a helping profession for a reason, and you're like, what I'm hearing is you're very utterly aware of all the things that have been going on with you now, and recognizing that you're not just a physical body living out a physical existence in this world. You are a spiritual being living a physical existence. What are you going to do with this physical existence? What are you going to do with that? How do you want to be? What do you want to do in this lifetime? Since now you recognize that every single decision that you make is important. Every single decision decides what your future is going to look like, right? So what would change in that moment? You have a real connection with your spirit guides, with spirit itself, with your higher self, and with God, whatever you want to call it. Guardian angels, look at that. You have guardian angels. It says white, protection, clarity, spirituality, and wisdom. This has changed you, forever changed you. These situationships, the toxic work environments, the narcissistic and messiah complex type of people, your bosses that have been terrible, your coworkers that are petty, like all these things, and then the ill health, whatever has been going on inside your body, it's all been indicators of you being a spiritual being inside this physical body. And it's all navigating you back to your center, back home, bringing you into a more strong foundation, rebuilding your foundation based off of this spiritual evolution now, understanding that you are part of spirit itself. We have the sun. See, you are becoming illumined to the energies around you, to how this world actually works. It says, open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. And then we've got broken heart. Ooh, I hear betrayal. I hear backstabbing. I hear your heart's broken wide open now, so that you can actually see, so that the sun can actually enter into the heart space. And then we have distant thunder, clear the air. So if you have something to say, if you have stuff that needs to be said or heard, it's important to do that now. Okay, the other thing that I did with the other group is get some tea leaves. So for your group, what is it that you need to know in finances and career? Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So all this journeying, all this stuff that you've had to go through is not to be just negated as whatever. No, this was a spiritual evolution for you, and this is going to help align you to your path, to your purpose, and to a better career where you are going to be the authority of your life. You are going to be the boss woman, boss man, whatever you want to be in that sense. Older man, dealings or relationship with an older man, that might be the person who's been tough. Okay, let's see. One more, please. Or actually two more. September and stepping into a new experience. Those two came through together. So leg, stepping into a new experience in September. That gives you a time frame a little bit. Okay. We are going to grab a Louise Hay affirmations card for you to see what else you need to hear on your path. The older man sounds like it might be, just someone who is trying to be the authority of your life for some time. I prosper wherever I turn. I prosper wherever I turn. Remember to feel into this. I now see opportunities for abundance everywhere. I am blessed and prospered. Wow. I prosper. You are prospering. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Okay, we've also got, because we had the spree, like this candy. Ooh, it's like the color of my nails, by the way. The purple spree. Your third eye is awakening to all the things that have been going on, either you're awares of or unawares of. So let's see here. I'm going to take a look now. This could also be this older man. I just feel like they were maybe a bully or someone making you do something against your will. And you are now saying, I put my foot down. I am the authority of my life. And I'm not going to allow this person to bully me anymore. This could be a boss. This could be a father figure. This could be a coworker. Boss, father figure, or coworker. Or an aspect of yourself that was kind of bullying you. Okay, so let's see. We're grabbing a crystal. Whoa, this is crazy. Okay, so I kept my eyes closed and I was just going through. You know that quartz came out in pile number 1, so pile number 1 might have some information for you. Quartz, growth, alignment, and cleanse. Containing all the colors of the spectrum, quartz is considered to be a high vibrational crystal with many metaphysical powers, a conduit of energy. Quartz generates electromagnetic energy and dispels electricity, absorbing, storing, releasing, and regulating positive or negative energy. Quartz is highly personal and works with your energy field one-on-one, attuning to it according to your needs. Quartz is easily programmable, allowing you to set your intentions so that your stone works in your favor. Set your intentions wisely, and it's for all signs and the sun and the moon. And I see a little Saturn here, maybe, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna put that, I don't know, right here. Okay, let's see what else needs to come through for you. Group number 2, we're nearing the end here. Queen of Wands in reverse, that could also be the energy here of someone who was bully. I keep on hearing bully, like someone who was a bully. But they don't have authority over you anymore. They don't have authority over you. Okay, what else? Two of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. So the Two of Swords, that's the choice. Going with your intuition, looking inwards, because as much as you sought assistance or help outwards, now you know that It's you who has the authority. So go inwards. You can make the choice. There might be some indecision here, the confusion, especially brought upon you by these kind of bullying type of energies that I really think, like, if you guys are in an environment, a work environment that has bullies like this, you got to get out of that energy altogether. Sever the ties. You got to get out. You've got to get out. I just feel like there's an urgency for you to get out. And then the Queen of Pentacles, it feels like your energy or someone who you're going to meet who actually like vibes on the same level as you. It's very grounded, nurturing energy. This is where you are going towards. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't talk right now. I prosper wherever I turn. So this is like the energy that you're stepping into. This also is likely someone who you may actually meet and they're like, oh, hey, why don't you come and join us over at this place? Why don't you join our group? Our employer has a lot of benefits. We have a great boss. We would love someone like you with all of your experience. Why don't you come and like work for us? Why don't you work on our team? And that feels a lot better. It just, that person just like gives you, it's like clear the air. It's giving you a breath of fresh air. You're like, wow, is that experience a possibility even in my lifetime? Is that a possibility that I could start fresh and more grounded even? The Nine of Pentacles was on the bottom here. You're gaining confidence actually, especially after having been in such a toxic situationship, really. So don't be surprised if you are asked to like lead a group of people, step up into a position of leadership, into a boss type of position, maybe start your own entrepreneurial gig or side business, or step into a position that is altogether completely different than what you've done before in the past. And yet your skill sets, your subtle yet very strong skill sets from working in these helping professions are going to help you be a very strong leader, a very grounded leader, a very nurturing and kind leader, because you know the type of leaders who are not kind, who are very egotistical and self-centered, angry and rude, and those types of people, and kind of like has that God complex, the Messiah complex. Yeah. So you're headed in a more stable position. Trust yourself, trust your intuition. If your gut feels off being around certain people, get out now. And I think you're going to be very surprised at how lucky you end up being. You're going to make more money for sure. I'm not saying that you're going to be completely free of, well, actually, didn't it say something about like financial freedom? Is that wrong? I don't know. You're worthy of all the good that life has to offer. That's the Nine of Pentacles energy. 3 months to 1 year to finally make this vertical transition or even a leap into a new field altogether. Oh, actually it says some, I hear financial liberation or freedom. So definitely higher wage. Yet I think this for some of you, for some of you, it could be financial freedom, or at least the freedom to do the things that you want to do in this lifetime, and the time to do it as well. That's what I'm hearing for you guys. Okay, pile number 2, thank you so much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading. Go down to the comment section and let me know what resonated for you. Subscribe to my channel so you never miss a reading from me. And until the next time I see you, bye for now, Jai Ma, and bye for now. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome back. Welcome to your reading. If you are here, then this is your chance to kind of dive in with me. This is about your career, your finances, your wealth, your money manifestation skills. We're going to really dive into it today. And pile number 3, if you chose this pile, then this is your significator card. And it says number 28, and the Egyptian god's name is Huh. Every time I don't know how to say that other than huh. And it says exploration on the side here. So we'll look in the guidebook for this because, yeah, I'm learning about the Egyptian gods as well. So a lot of times I say, you know, if I'm learning something, then you guys can learn along with me. Oops, I forgot to turn on this light here. There we go. Alrighty, so what we'll do here, we have channeled messages for each and every pile. So I'll start with your channeled messages, and then we'll get some tarot cards from your tarot deck. Oops, I forgot to show you your spree. So this is your chewy candy. It's a red spree. I haven't had these in I don't know how long, and I already ate the other ones from the other groups that I've already done. So it was pretty good. So anyhow, let's start with your channeled messages. Again, this is regarding your career, your finances, your money manifestation skills. Let's see what pops up. Okay, this group, I hear reconciliation. So you all may be in or reconnecting with work that feels more heart-led, creative, service-oriented, or community-based. I hear that it may even be more literal, like a literal reconciliation with a former employer, a former boss, colleague, business partner, or a return to a former place, a workplace, or calling from the past. So, i.e., healing tension between past boss, your past boss to rejoin a team, reconciling with a former business partner to launch a business, etc. I don't feel your primary motivation is creation of wealth, but when you're emotionally aligned with your work, money just flows easily to you. And you can find yourself swimming in money without much effort. So that's what we're all here to do, right? Like we want to be in an effortless flow of money, wealth, status, all that. So this says, heart-led connections, or hear heart-led connection, steady growth over time, steady progress. I hear you're being called back to reclaim the dream you left behind. That might be for some of you. Reconnection, forgiveness, water under the bridge. This is just things that I heard and saw. Repair of the bridge. There's motivation to do things that make your heart sing. So you're motivated not by money necessarily, but by heart-led services, heart-led projects. The path of abundance is paved in authenticity and heart-centeredness. There we go. I see careers that you're leaning towards or interested in are musician, illustrator, children's book author or animator, jewelry maker, an Etsy shop artist of any type, a dance instructor, a doula, midwife, somatic practitioner, breathwork coach, trauma-informed therapist, Montessori educator. I know some of these are really, they're really specific. Some of them might not be connected to you, but I just wanted to give you what I was hearing and seeing. So Montessori educator, child-centered roles in teaching and otherwise. So you have a gift with children for sure. There's nonprofit organizations that you might be connected to or wanting to do, CSAs, youth group leader, camp counselor, or life coach, motivational speaker, small business owner or investor. It's really something that fuels the younger generations to come. So that's why I was seeing a lot to do with children, youth groups, like just things that help, a child educator, things that help grow the next generation and kind of pay it forward, you know? It says, I also see travel and ESL, English as a second language, so maybe some of you are interested in doing that. I see foreign countries and more fun. I think that's all I've got for you there. Okay, these were pretty long. As you can see, these were pretty long today. Even the other two piles were pretty long with their channeled messages because there was just a lot coming through. And of course, there's more and more people now that are joining Brahmaloka tarot and the community here, so we're going to get a little bit more of a variation in all the, all of the downloads that I get. Okay, so what I was going to do now is just take a look at this card here with, gosh, I can't say that. Let's see if there's some way. There we go. I hope that this thing's not going to fall off of me. Oh, it is. Okay, hold on one sec. My little mic was about to fall off of my shirt, so I don't know. Maybe that's something that... Oh, I just went straight to the page. So the number 28, with exploration. He is represented with his arms raised with a palm branch in his hand and a smaller one as a headdress. He is called the god of millions of years, god of millions of years, because he is the personification of infinity and eternity. I was trying to put those two together. I was going to say infinity. With respect to the deceased, he grants millions of years in the afterlife. He symbolizes individuality and the desire for inner searching. If you are going through a moment of profound crisis, have faith, take things as they are, and take your time. You are destined to evolve. It will be a slow, profound movement, which needs time for you and the circumstances to reach maturity. Slowness advises you to be prudent, reserved, discreet, and patient, and have a sense of duty. There we go. A sense of duty. And I'll just show you the picture of that again. It doesn't show how to pronounce that god's name. And every single time I say it, I laugh, so I'm trying not to. Okay. So as you can see, he's pretty balanced. He's balanced here with two staffs on the side, and he's and he's got the Ankh on his left arm. It looks like these are cranes. There's a snake here. There's another person in the background here as well. I don't know if those are of significance to you, but there's definitely some transformation. I was going to say transportation. So transportation. I keep... Okay, I better just stop right there. I'm just having a good time here. Pile number 3. So career and wealth, money manifestation, what is it for you? And what can we see from these tarot cards? Whoop. So the Knight of Cups and Two of Pentacles came out. Some balance. You're receiving something too. Actually, you're going to be receiving probably a job or an offer that you won't want to refuse because it's going to be something that you absolutely love. There might be even someone that you reconcile with who's going to be coming back to you saying, hey, I'm sorry about such and so, could you come work with us again? Or could you be my business partner again? There's, like water under the bridge. Something happened and now it's being reconciled. And there's definitely a benefit of this altogether. I think you're going to really appreciate it and come into more balance. This is giving you the power to choose, bring you into, I hear, more equilibrium as well. Equilibrium. A more balanced state of mind, a more balanced life. I do think that there is some travel involved. I don't know why I keep on seeing that and hearing that, but there's some travel involved. Let's see if there's maybe one more that comes through. There's 2 more that comes through. Oh, there's the Five of Cups and Temperance. So the Five of Cups is upright. The Temperance card is in reverse. I'm feeling like those are the energies right now, in a sense. Like there's something that didn't work out before. The Five of Cups, something that just didn't work out. and it kind of made you feel really depressed. And this is it also kind of some frustration, imbalance. Temperance is usually a state of balance and equilibrium. We talk about also patience. So this could be like impatience and imbalance in some way. This feels like what you might still be working on, and it's probably something where these were the underlying energies. Yeah, these are the underlying energies in your group. I hear don't fret, don't be worried, because this is going to resolve itself. This frustration, this state of imbalance, this depressive energy, that's going to be lifted up. I hear don't worry. Don't worry. You are coming into a state of more balance and happiness. Yeah. I want to open this up here just so I have it available. Reconciliation. Okay. Forgiveness, repair. Yeah, heart-centered approaches. So what I'll do here is we'll take a look at these other cards now, okay? We have the number 3, or the 3rd house. We have concentration here. Let me see what this is. I'm taking a look at the guidebooks recently. I think I've been telling you all this from my most recent videos that I uploaded, but I'm trying to go back to the basics, read some of the author's descriptions of these cards, because it's really interesting to go back and reread these things. I usually use my intuition, but you know, it's nice to sometimes see what the author has to say about their own creation. Yeah, without my filter, you know. Let's see here. Okay, so it is Saturn in Gemini, I think. Let's see where I'm trying to find. Yeah, Saturn. Okay, Saturn, which is ambition, and Gemini, mental awareness. So Saturn in Gemini. A star is centered in a delicate spider's web. The web signifies patience and concentration. Above, an imp cavorts astride a pair of tightly closed lips while 7 swords dance dangerously around him. So this is people with Saturn and Gemini show a capacity for good, disciplined thinking and reasoning. With Saturn, the desire to achieve is foremost, and the Gemini talents combine to find quick and appropriate answers. The need to appear to be the right person in every ambitious situation can sometimes lead to bluff and name dropping. Practical and systematic, Saturn Gemini people are persistent in solving tricky problems. When it comes to looking after their own matters, clarity in contracts and agreements are of importance to Saturn Geminians, for they need to know precisely where they stand. They often have a talent for mathematics and science and a painstaking attitude that goes with this kind of activity. Most of the information they require is geared toward their career and ambition. See, technical books and biographies of the famous are likely to be more important on their shelves than fiction. Negatively, people with this planet sign combination, although basically resourceful and flexible, tend to be over-suspicious, hypercritical, and twitchy. Okay, this card suggests a situation full of distractions and unnecessary complications, only to be keeping conscientiously to the essence of the matter with the questioner. Will the questioner arrive at the successful conclusion? Wow, I'm having difficulty speaking as well. Because Gemini rules the 3rd house, the card can indicate strain in relationship with siblings, talking one's way into an important job, using much concentrated research to achieve something, long conscientious study, ignoring someone's deliberate distractions. So actually, it says concentration here, and it does talk about career. I want to see what the 3rd house is. Just double check here. 3rd house, astrology. It represents communication, learning, and short distance travel. It encompasses siblings, neighbors, and immediate local environment. Sheds light on how we acquire, process, and share information, including early education and upbringing. And I actually saw that in the channel messages. Again, early education and upbringing. You might be wanting to deviate from your previous job or jobs or skill sets, and though I think you have like the soft skill sets to pretty much transfer into any job or position, you're pretty adaptable in a lot of ways. You may be kind of promising, so say if you go into an interview, you may be promising more than you think you can handle. So just be authentic. Know that, you know, if something doesn't work out, then there's going to be a lot more openings, job openings and opportunities for you in many, many other places and industries. You are very adaptable. You are a very authentic person in certain ways, but I understand why you would want to potentially say things that might not be completely true. It's not like you're bluffing or lying to a certain extent, but just enough to get a job, you know, and then you learn on the job. Sometimes that's actually good to do, just because then you position yourself in such a way, and you'll learn. You're very quick learners. You're very intelligent, especially with that Gemini intelligence. You are intelligent, and you will be able to learn very quickly on a job, no matter what. So I think it's really not necessarily a bluff that you tell them, but just it's best to be the most authentic person right now. Be authentic. Try to just align with the job that's appropriate for you, because also you don't want to get into another job or some sort of situation where you absolutely hate it because you decided to kind of embellish your abilities and all that, and you just end up being like, well, this actually isn't what I want to do. It's not aligned with what makes my heart sing. So just be aware of that as well when you're moving through this whole thing. And be aware also, if you are reconciling with some past business partner or a past relationship with an employer, that you want to get back into that, because you don't necessarily have to. That's the thing. It's really up to you. You have the choice at this point to decide what avenue you want to take. You have a lot of adjacent options and possibilities right now that are going to pop up. So just be aware of that. The Knight of Cups shows this, that there is a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of opportunity knocking at your door right now, and there will be one that you love. So make sure that that's the one that you actually say yes to, because I can see you guys maybe being a little over eager and saying yes to someone or an employer, and then automatically regretting it, you know, within the first week or something like that when you start, because you're like, oh, this isn't actually what I really wanted. What I really wanted was this other job that I applied to, and I haven't heard back yet, but that's what I really want to do. So I know that you have the Temperance in reverse. There is a little bit of impatience right now on your behalf, and what I keep on hearing is, please don't jump on any one opportunity that comes through. Use your discernment and use your heart to really guide and lead the way right now. You will actually land a perfect position. And I know I'm talking to the folks who are probably like in the active job search right now, but that's what's coming through. You could also be in a job and just kind of repositioning yourself to do better at this job. Yeah. And I also feel like there's a lot of you who want to do something a little bit different that maybe you had a dream of years ago, and you're finally getting your wits about you and and going for it. Yeah, pile number 3, you guys are very versatile. You're a very versatile group. You could do pretty much anything that you wanted. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got a couple of, wow, we've got quite a few more cards than the other decks or the other piles. This is Carolyn Miss, her archetype cards. So let's see what the archetype is. Rebel. Light attributes is challenges authority to effect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. The shadow attribute of rebel is rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. A rebel, you rebel, you. You do have quite the rebellious nature. I feel like you root for the underdog a lot. I think that's also why you are steering more towards social change or change that is for the justice of all. You are a humanitarian. I almost want to call you like a planetarian, because any living being on the planet, you want to help. You know, you have this, I see the number 9, life path number 9. I don't know if you guys are life path number 9, but that's more of the humanitarian type of life path, or planetarian. That's what I was hearing. So not just humans, but any life form. You want to give them the justice that they deserve, because you see everyone as, you know, equal, as having that same source within them. And that shows how spiritually aware you are as well. So you may be very spiritually connected to your spirit guides. I digress with this is not about your spirits and spirit guides, but I'm just telling you, like, that might help you when you're making choices about your future, especially in your career and your wealth management. How things go is up to you, of course, and you might be able to make choices more easily when you connect more with source. You have a grounded, stable, like, practice, whether that's meditation, contemplation, some sort of journaling practice. I am obviously saying this for a reason. Maybe it's something that you have to do, like journal out what you really, really want, so that you get really, really clear on what you want, because what you want will come to you. Will come to you with the Knight of Cups. It is coming to you. This balance is coming to you. Equilibrium. Yeah, I see you as a rebel. You in social justice and change, and for the youth of the world, especially for those who you can see are suffering, or those who don't have an upper hand in life. You're the one who comes through and roots for them. That's why you might, you know, lean towards youth education, youth groups, spirituality, teaching the young, connecting with children, or I even see like animals too, like doing more for animals. Yeah, like justice for animals, animal rights activism. Interesting. Surrendering to the journey, release your control. Release your control. There's an owl there. This looks like the moon, the full moonlight. This person is fully cloaked. They're looking out somewhere ahead of them, and they have this little guiding light, a lantern on the top of this boat. There's a dragonfly here. There's a castle in the background. It looks like you're going on a voyage. Yeah, surrendering to the journey. So this is a new journey for you. Even if you are touching something from the past, you know, former workplace or a calling from the past, there's something that you're surrendering to with this whole journey, just knowing that you're going to be okay with all of this. I want to do these two here. So these are the angel cards here. Angels are watching over you, supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. This person looks like they're overwhelmed. Actually, this person looks like they're in school, going to school or taking a course, and they're kind of overwhelmed. As you can see, the way that she's just leaning in, closing her eyes and pressing on certain points on her face with her hands, to release the tension, because those can be like tension headaches right there. And it almost sounds, I hear writer's block or a creative block. I also hear frustration over the interview process, or the job search process, frustration over the job search process. And the angels are watching over you right now, saying everything's going to be okay. They're actually cheering you on. They're excited. They're giving you like gifts of time and energy and all of that. So that offering is there. They are here for you, whether or not you know it, they are. And then blessing in disguise. Interesting. Trust, revelation, significance, and surprise. There's a young girl with pigtails, and she's got graffiti all around her. She's in an open area with green grass and lots of flowers blooming. There's a white feather that's down by her right foot. She's wearing overalls, those overalls that the 1990s kids used to wear. Maybe they're starting to wear them again. I used to wear overalls like all the time when I was a kid, because I'm a 90s kid. So yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, blessing in disguise. So there's definitely a blessing in disguise with all of this. I think, there's a chance that this might take a little bit of time for you to land the right position, or to feel that you're on the right track. You are on the right track, by the way. There's nothing that you have to worry about, because you are. This whole thing is about forgiveness of the self and reconciliation with a group of individuals, or just with yourself in general, feeling maybe that you got off track and you're trying to realign yourself with what makes you joy-filled and happy. Because right now, I think you're feeling the overwhelm and the frustration and a little bit of depression, just because of the way things have been. There's maybe, I feel like some of you have had probably a lot of workplace drama, or something that just didn't work out in the past, which either is going to be reconciled and you're good and you might even give them another chance, or you just decide to step away. And this is the time when you are asked to finally put yourself first and step away from an environment that wasn't conducive to your growth, both financially and personally. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do these cards now. So these cards are from the Tantric Dakini Oracle, and I will be looking in the guidebook for both of these cards. Let's see what they are. The number 2, Isis with the High Priestess. And then we've got number 37, Fire of Sacrifice. Wow, the Fire of Sacrifice. Okay, let's take a look here. Whoopsies. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Number 2. I'm going to look here. Okay, Isis. The High Priestess bears the number 2, signifying the truth of complementary opposites united and implying a blending of emotion and intuition as an exalted femininity wisdom archetype. She is related to the High Priestess of the Tarot. The head and shoulders of Isis, who is also known as Ishtar, the High Priestess, are seen as if rising through a nebulous veil of night sky. She is considered to be guarding the doorway through to the occult knowledge. Her transition is that of a wisdom holder. Pragnadhari. I don't know how to say that. Pragnadhari. An attendant and guardian of the great secret Dakini realm, and initiatress. The night sky symbolizes the limitless nature and awe-inspiring qualities of her territory, the wisdom which she guards so carefully. Traditionally, this wisdom is never revealed to the uninitiated, and therefore this aspect of Isis is portrayed showing only her bared head and shoulders. It is said that, like the sleeping Venus, if her full nakedness or potency is exposed prematurely without adequate psychic preparation, there is a chance that the occult mysteries revealed through her might be misunderstood or abused. Her two eyes are rubies, indicating her fire-like innate nature, and on her forehead is an open third eye, which points to her function as a distiller of arcane knowledge and tells deep intuitive penetration. She wears ornaments indicating her exalted position. On her head are two golden horns forming the shape of an upturned crescent moon. The archetype of Isis, high priestess, is here depicted as an animaglyph. So divinatory meaning is serious intention to find the meaning behind all phenomena, the intention to dedicate oneself to the search for enlightenment, and a deep interest in the occult. This is the boon card, a blessing, a guardian angel showing the intuitive path through to the mysteries. Isis is related to the dark aspect of the moon, to the astrological sign Scorpio, to Gnosis, to the cycles of nature, indicating attainment of wishes and particularly of spiritual fulfillment. Meditate upon her as a wondrous and beautiful galaxy, which guards many deep secrets. I also think that you're going to be able to sleep on a lot of this, just from like a more literal standpoint. If you see the night skies around Mother Isis, the high priestess, there's something about you actually becoming a lot more attuned to your intuitive, your own intuition, I should say, at nighttime and in your dream world. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to when you're feeling really relaxed in your body. That might be at night. Sometimes it's not. Maybe it's in the early morning. But nevertheless, when you attune to your highest self, to your inner guide and pilot light, the high priestess comes out and shows you the way. You have to really pay attention now to what your heart and mind want you to do, the equal connection between heart and mind, right? Third eye open, rubies of the eyes. I don't think you can see that in this picture here, but this is really urging you to use your intuition to guide you in the right direction with your career and your money manifestation. I really don't think you're, if you just are guided by your intuition and your high heart, that's what I'm hearing, your high heart, then you can't be steered wrong in any way. Remember, you're going to have a lot of opportunities coming your way, so you want to make sure that the one that you're most aligned with is the one that you decide to go and pursue. Number 37, the fire of sacrifice. We're going to look at that one now. Fire of sacrifice bears the number 37, signifying the occult path of commitment. According to the classification by elements, this is a fire card normally related to the suit of wands in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot. The card depicts great tongues of flame consuming all things. The charred surface of the earth is like a playground for volcanic eruption. As the fires of the interior break loose, the fire in the foreground represents the personal fire of renunciation, the inner flame of concentration and conviction. This is set against a background suggesting a temporal nature of all things. The fire as evoked by this card symbolizes the disciplining of body, speech, and mind as a metaphysical sacrifice and offering. The divinatory meaning means recognize the ability of the self to let go of all habits and habit-forming thoughts. Replace these with conscious rituals of worship. A deliberate act of self-sacrifice may be necessary to the questioner who draws this card. If this is consciously practiced, a great advantage is to be gained. Let go of all worldly attachments, possessiveness in favor of the inner fire of faith, keeping this constant in the illusory field of existence. If this card is located in the base center, the indication is burning up of past karma. With respect to the world, a break with the past, and a possible sexual awakening to the future, or in the future. In the spleen center, it suggests an aid in digestion and assimilative function. At the navel, the psychological position is of the questioner is presented, indicating that the fire of faith, which allows the secrets of the dakinis to become known. In the heart center, a passionate, consuming affair is indicated. At the throat, psychic penetration. At the head, an act of selfless sacrifice leading to the transformation of a situation. So really going through the fires, this might be the blessing in disguise, kind of like you feel like you're being kind of burned up or burned out in a way. I hear burned out. There's and this is a great blessing because you're being purified, you're being cleansed of all that wasn't working for you, and you know this. You're kind of almost, I see someone being like pushed out of a certain position because it just wasn't the right thing for them. And actually, this is a blessing in disguise. That's only for a couple of you. Now, that's for those of you who are in a position right now that's just not in alignment with your highest self and your true purpose here. Your true purpose has to be something that brings you joy and brings you into alignment with your heart center, the center of compassion, the center of, and your sacral center, the sacral center of passion. So compassion and passionate service, compassionate service. That's really what you're here to do, is to serve the world in such a way that brings you into alignment with the joy of the things that you provide. I really think that's the reason why in the channeled messages too, it's like you're being called back to reclaim the dream that you left behind, reconnection, forgiveness, repair the bridge, motivation to do things that make your heart sing. The path of abundance is paved in authenticity and heart-centeredness. So those are careers like musician, illustrator, children's books, author, animator, jewelry maker, Etsy shop artist, dance instructor, doula, somatic practitioner, breathwork coach, all these in child-centered roles because you have a gift with children. Children are highly creative. You are a creative person, a creative being, and with a lot of creative talents. You are very adaptable right now. So this is a huge transition for you, and you may be noticing like, yeah, I've been doing this all wrong. I've been like trying to force myself to do the things that I really don't like doing, and I can't do that anymore. Oh, patience. Patience card was again in the reverse position. So this requires a lot of patience for you right now. Of course. Yeah, takes a little bit of time to transition, you know. And then we've got plane. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So again, you're being asked to kind of take an inner journey. And also I do see some of you actually traveling, doing a little bit more travel, maybe taking some time off to be able to travel and do a couple of things that you wanted to do all this time. Yeah, that's really important because it's going to expose you to different cultures and different lifestyles so that you don't feel like you're just having to do one thing, you know. People work so damn hard, especially in the United States and other places, definitely, where it's pushed. Like, it's almost like a hazing type of experiment. Like, you're being hazed into the workforce by doing more and more and more work. And it's almost like a badge of, like a badge of accomplishment, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's something like where people praise those who spend 16 hours in the office. And I think things are changing now because the youth are not standing up to that anymore. They're rebelling against the structures that were set in place. I don't know how many, God knows how many years ago. Yeah, we're you know, the youth are those who are like in their 20s are just saying no more. Like, I've been through like 12 years of school or so, and maybe even more, and now I'm like ready to, I'm ready to take a break. I'm not ready to just like go and work like madmen. For what? What's the purpose of it? I need a fulfilling career, a fulfilling life. And I think that's what you're looking to align yourself to. So what I did with the other, I'm getting really wordy in this group. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm going to grab some tea leaves and a crystal card for you, and also a card from this deck, which is the Louise Hay deck. It's the affirmation cards. So let's just see here what wants to come through for you with your crystal. Whoa, okay, there's way too many, but which ones are they? Rose quartz, which is love, nurture, and romance. Okay, the rose quartz, calling in unconditional love. Rose quartz invokes a gentle yet powerful feminine energy that nurtures and protects your heart. It can be used to attract new romance and to build closer bonds in your relationships. Rose quartz opens the heart chakra and heals heartache, grief, and any unexpressed emotions. It asks that you show yourself compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance. Rose quartz also inspires beauty in all forms. Open your heart to the beauty within you. It's Taurus, Libra, and Venus. So we'll put that somewhere here. And then we've got this one, which is Tiger's Eye, courage, optimism, and power. A courageous and brave stone, Tiger's Eye motivates you to show up as your best self, dispelling any fear and doubt in your path. Known as the shapeshifter, Tiger's Eye embodies healing energies from both the earth and the sun, drawing optimism towards you, while also grounding you in reality. Call on the warrior inside of you and pursue your ambitions with laser focus. With confidence, strength, and power, Tiger's Eye helps break through any blockages that stand in your way. Activate the warrior inside of you, which has Leo, Capricorn, and the sun. Okay. And then citrine spirit quartz, that looks like this. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at all the reds and pinks and oranges in your group. Okay. Citrine spirit quartz is intentional self-awareness and discernment. A centered and empowered stone, citrine spirit quartz asks you to take command over your life. By having clear intentions, you can begin to lead from a grounded and assertive place, giving you the results that complement your needs. Citrine spirit quartz enhances your sense of self-awareness, dissolving apprehensions and self-doubt to clear the way for more confidence in your daily life, no matter what material things you may or may not possess. It is highly focused and excellent stone for planning and goals. And those are for all signs, and it has the sun and the moon. So you've got sun twice here. You got the moon, you got Venus. Okay, wow. Let's get some tea leaves. Oh my gosh, you got one more. Blue argonite. I think, yeah, this is the most. Empathy, compassion, and communication. Communication is key, and with blue aragonite, you will definitely send the message. Blue aragonite activates the throat, third eye, and heart chakras, allowing you to communicate with a whole and centered place, while the stone instills hope and inspiration. This crystal enhances your ability to empathize and show compassion for others, fostering authentic connections. That's what we are seeing in the channel messages. Blue aragonite's communication skills also carry across when you are communicating with the spirit realm, cultivating a calm and relaxed space for even more clarity to come through. That's Capricorn energy and Earth. Wow. Sun, Moon, Earth, Venus. A lot of signs. We'll just get a couple of these. We're entering like almost 40 minutes here. Older woman, dealings or relationship with an older woman. And marriage. Okay, so keep an eye out for someone who has feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a female, but it has definitely feminine energy and a marriage. So that means usually a contract, an agreement, a connection, signing a contract or a deal. That's what I see with a marriage here. So someone is going to offer you, probably an older woman or someone with feminine energy is going to offer you a deal within how long? What's the time frame? I don't even know. We'll ask the tarot cards about time frame, but let's just see what your Louise Hay affirmation is. Okay, it's that one, obviously. That flew out. I am safe. It is only change. Look, she's packing. She's going on a trip. I cross all bridges with joy and ease. The old unfolds into wonderful new experiences. My life gets better all the time. Yeah, there's an airplane here, there's a car, there's travel, and the old unfolds into wonderful new experiences. So like I said, there's some sort of reconciliation happening with an old partnership, an old employer, some place that, or an old dream of yours that makes you want to go and travel. It will probably likely be asking of you to travel. And this is going to give you wonderful new experiences in the very near future. I really think that's in the very near future. So let's just ask really quickly what the time frame is and if there's anything else that needs to come out for you. Your group has a lot. The Sun, the Five of Pentacles, and the Sun. So this is illuminating all the things where you felt like kind of left out and left out in the cold, not able to experience all the good things in your life. So there's a key now. The Sun is showing this is exposure. There's an exposure happening. And on the bottom here, there's Seven of Wands. So a level up. You're getting a leg up in life. You're being asked to go inward. As you can see with her, she's above the rest because she's actually listening to her own heart. She's got her hands folded in prayer position at her heart center. And she's in this like her own ball of energy, so to speak. And she doesn't have like any of these energies attacking her or anything because she's above it. So there's something about that. I think your group is highly spiritual too. So granted, you can always ask your spirit guides and your helpers to assist you during this transitional state and ask, like, say, please, spirit guides and helpers of the Most High who are benevolent and unconditionally loving, please show me, which opportunities should I really take, and can you help me to make the best decisions moving forward? Always use your discernment, of course, when you're speaking to spirits, spirit guides, and all of that. Yeah, I think that's all I've got for you, pile number 3. Yeah, I'm sorry I went a little bit over. This is 42 minutes long. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading. Go down to the comment section and please let me know what resonated for you. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Jai Ma. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 4, and welcome to your reading. This reading is in regards to your career, your money manifestation, the health of your finances, and all of that good stuff. So hopefully this will resonate with you. I have this significator card for you, pile number 4. It says number 5 with Geb and prosperity. So we'll put this off to the side. I will read from the guidebook. Just telling you now, I'm going to read from a couple of these guidebooks today because, like I said in previous videos and these previous piles, I'm trying to get back to the basics, and though I usually just go off of my intuition with these, I will be going to the guidebooks and seeing what the authors have to say about their own creations with these cards. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Okay, you have this green spree. I've eaten all the other ones already. So this is a sugary candy that I probably shouldn't be eating, but I have a sweet tooth, at least over the last couple of days I have. Okay. So I have channeled messages for each and every pile. We'll start with your channeled messages, and then we'll get a couple of your tarot cards. Then we'll dive into the other cards that were prepared for your reading. Pile number 4. Let's see. You may already be living in alignment with your values and purpose, or you are very close to achieving a personal milestone in your career and finance. You are someone who's self-aware, self-led, independent, respected for your expertise, your craftsmanship, leadership, skills. Likely you've done a lot of inner work to overcome past scarcity mindset or unworthiness, and currently you're manifesting something bigger. I hear test. So you're likely going to have many opportunities and offers popping up. Do not go for the first one that pops up, because there will be many that will come your way. Wait for the right opportunity to show up. Do not settle for less. You know what you like and what you don't like. Don't try to fit into others' expectations of you. You have very intuitive insights and that you can trust. Use your intuition as a guide, as guidance. No compromising with your vision. You're likely already seeing material manifestation and satisfaction when you follow your own guidance. Your motto is go big or go home. Life is not meant to be lived in mediocrity. Shoot for the stars and beyond. You're likely gravitating to, or have already been called to serve in this way, these particular careers, and I'm just going to list them off. Luxury service work, leadership, mentorship, coaching, healing roles that are well respected and well compensated, independent consulting, roles that you're celebrated in, expect a promotion, an ideal client, fulfilling new job, or a raise. I see culinary artist, photographer, filmmaker, personal branding expert, designer, copywriter, business strategist and or consultant, a thought leader, a speaker and or presenter, money mindset coach, a program director, CEO or founder of a conscious brand, social, spiritual or community leader, influencer, e-com, marketer, etc. It's best to wait for the right fit. Bide your time, know your worth. If you're already providing services, up your prices. They're gauged too low. So that's if you're already doing this type of stuff. And yeah, so it sounds like this group so far is pretty much like they're wanting to do bigger and better things, of course, and yet they're already on their way. So if you don't feel like this is your group, maybe you're in the in-between stage, which would be more like pile 3, or maybe one of the other 2 piles, piles 1, 2, or 3. But pile 3 feels like it probably is a stepping stone to this one. I don't know. I can't remember the other 2, pile number 1 and 2 at this point. But pile 3 was a pretty long one. So let's see what we've got here for your tarot cards. Pile number 4. Okay. I'm going to put that off to the side here. Okay. So this is what we've got here. We've got the Queen of Swords. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay. Wow, there's medicine woman type of activity here. Curandera is what I hear. You know what? I didn't read this card. I'm going to do that first with Geb and Prosperity. I wanted to do that before actually diving into these cards. Well, we've already got these cards going. So you are, going to the own beat of your drum here. You are gifted. You're a gifted intuitive in a way, like you just know things, and you're quite the visionary. You have ideas come to you and you've run with them before. And now you are ready to move ahead with some of your projects, some of your ideas. The Queen of Swords is a master of ideas, of discernment. She's a very compassionate truth teller. The Three of Swords, so there's some sort of release, some energetic release actually is what I'm hearing of this Three of Swords energy, where your heart was shattered in a way. You're releasing some of this grief and loss. You've already been through some of this stuff before, so you're kind of like you're still healing through some of this. That's maybe why I saw and heard curandera and the drum beats. Maybe doing a shamanic soul retrieval would be also very helpful for you at this time, or maybe that's what you've already done. You've done enough like energy work at this point. This Four of Cups is like I hear like you're actually daydreaming about what to do next with your energy and with your state, because you're in this meditative mindset, this state of mind where, and awareness, where you know you can do more. You just don't necessarily know how yet, though there's going to be something that comes out of the blue, a thought or emotion that just comes out of the blue for you. And right now you're kind of focused on all these other things, but there's something that's coming through for you. You're going to be able to channel this probably very quickly, very easily. The Four of Cups is something, you know, a lot of times I see it as like a little bit of a discontent or dissatisfaction with the way things are right now in life. There could be some of that still lingering in your energetic frequency. But mainly what I'm seeing is that there's a cup that's being given to you out of the blue. So it's something that you're going to really enjoy. And you know this, you kind of already like know that this is going to happen. You just don't know how or when. And we'll get more information on that fairly soon. But as far as your abilities and everything, you're highly creative, you're thoughtful, you are a truth seeker, a truth detector, and a lie detector both. And you drum to the beat of your own drum, your own pace in life. You don't listen to other people because your discernment is on point. Yeah, I mean, you listen to other people, you take their input, but without, you don't take it until you kind of like filter it through your own detector, whether someone's speaking the truth or someone's lying to you, or whether it's a good opportunity or not. So if you're in the search for something more meaningful in this life, you will know when that comes. I think you guys have actually a vision and you're holding it pretty strongly right now. You have a strong vision in mind. Okay, so what I was going to do initially was take a look at this, the number 5, Geb and Prosperity, and read that to you. God of the earth and all animals, that's Geb. He is usually depicted lying on the ground with plants and fruit on his body, or as a bearded man with a goose on his head. The emblem represents the hieroglyph of his name. Geb symbolizes wealth, fertility, and abundance of nature, but it's also its most feared forces. With Geb, you can trust in slow but constant development, such as the realization of a project or the conclusion of a program. You might experience extremely pleasant, tranquil, and tender emotions, full of harmony and moral integrity. Experiencing extremely pleasant, tranquil, and tender emotions, full of harmony and moral integrity. Yeah, that's great. That is great. I just wanted to see what you haven't yet seen yet, and there's the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So we're going to grab that, which means that there definitely is something in the works that you're going to love. You're going to really align with it if you haven't already. Like I honestly think that you have a vision in mind, and you're kind of like going for it. Or it's starting, you know? There's no compromising with you because you have a very strong vision in mind. Okay, let's see here. We have, what is this? The Sun in Aquarius in the 11th house, idealism. I'll look in the book for this one. Oh, and I have to, hold on one sec, I have to put a little bit of tape over this. Okay, so there we go, it's taped. 11th house is associated with friendships, groups, and collective goals. It represents how we interact with social circles, our involvement in community efforts, and our ability to contribute to shared aspirations. This house is also known as the House of Hopes and Wishes, reflecting our vision for the future and how we collaborate with others to achieve our dreams. The 11th house is ruled by Uranus, a planet associated with creativity, innovation, and social change, and the sign Aquarius, which represents individuality, independence, and humanitarianism. Work toward common objectives, contribute to larger societal goals according to astrology. Yeah, the 11th house, house of friendships. Okay. Well, let me take a look in the Oracle of the Radiant Sun guidebook. Whoa, almost dropped that. Idealism, yes, idealism, Sun in Aquarius. Sun is fortune, Aquarius is principles and humanity. Oh, I gotta get some water here, gosh. Okay. The Sun Aquarius character could be defined as having an unusual, determined, and sometimes stubborn temperament. Such types are not too concerned about what others think about their beliefs and behavior, and so may be considered original, if not downright eccentric. Questioning old, stick-in-the-mud ways and exploring the new is very much what Aquarians are about. Mental achievements are most important to Sun Aquarius types, and their quest is a constant exchange of ideas with others in order to fix their own beliefs. Their needs cause them to gather around them friends and acquaintances of all shapes, sizes, and creeds and colors. Sun Aquarians value interesting friendships with inventive or scientific people, and anything new, novel, scientific, or gadgety also has appeal. Essentially a person of the 21st century, the Sun Aquarian keeps up with the times and supports the causes that take us into the future. It is with this latter concern that people with this planet sign combination may find real satisfaction bringing their sympathy for human problems to idealistic and good causes. Really, I think pile number 3 is where you guys have come from. Pile number 3 was talking a lot about this stuff too. It was just channeled. Okay, so when this card occurs in a reading, it indicates help from friends with power and influence. It shows that taking the lead in a group activity could be rewarding, especially if the cause arouses the questioner's humanitarian instincts. So events is eccentric behavior, an original idea, see, or invention, involvement in an attention-seeking act, sudden upset, lateral thinking, an influential acquaintance gives a helping hand. So that's really interesting. There might be something like that as well, where you're receiving a helping hand. This is the helping hand right here. Out of the blue. It really is like out of the blue, but you have like some sort of original idea. I also think like you are probably more on the lines of artist, eccentric artist, and inventor, you know, a mastermind or inventor. We were talking about that in the channel messages a little bit. You know, thought leaders, business strategists, speakers and presenters, money mindset coaches, program directors, CEO and founders of a conscious brand. It really is like that. So I feel like that's kind of the route that you're being led towards if you haven't already. So let's see here. We've got a couple of these cards. I'm doing the Carolyn Miss archetype card first. Hero and heroine. Heroine. Not the drug. I'm sorry. This is I'm just full of it today. Light attribute is passion for a journey of personal empowerment, and shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. The Hero. Look at this. It's a mound, but it looks like you're getting help. You're not doing things on your own necessarily. I think you're one of those people who can like gather a group together and do really cool things. You know, build. If you had all of the money in the world, you would be the type that could build a conscious community with all of the bells and whistles that you ever wished for in that community. And it would work very efficiently as well, because I think you guys are also very scientific, very methodical, even though you have this Aquarius fluid type of air quality energy to you. That's the thoughts. There's a lot of like innovation thoughts that just come out of the blue for you. You just know what to do a lot of times. And if you were to be asked, well, how did you know how to do that? How did you know that that was going to happen? You're like, well, because I just knew. You don't know how to answer that because it's just who you are. It's ingrained in you. You have like this sense of knowledge that just comes out of nowhere. And you're being asked to go with this grand idea. I just had that, I think I just had a card reading, just a one card reading in my in my shorts video that was like catering to this idea, where all of a sudden you get this eureka moment or a grand idea, and if you don't go with it, then someone else is, because obviously an idea is not yours necessarily, but it's yours for the taking, meaning like if you go with it, if you don't go with it, then someone else will, and right now it's coming to you. So that's where a lot of like artists and musicians say like, I've heard a lot of interviews before where, you know, they're asked, well, where did those lyrics come from? Where did that music come from? Where did that visual art come from? And they say, I don't know. It just came to me. It's not mine, but I decided to go with it. I took it and did something with it. That's what you're being asked to do right now, is to take it and do something with it. Even through this kind of like the messiness of it all too, like this heartache or betrayal, past grief experience, heartbreak, it's almost like propelling you forward because you're playing through that pain. And you're able to, you're able to make beautiful, I don't know, some sort of beautiful work out of this, or a beautiful project out of what you know and all the struggles that you've gone through. It's just making you that much more appealing to others, because you can appeal to the masses. You can appeal to those who have also gone through stuff that you've gone through before. But you can do it in such a way that it really brings about a like a sense of beauty to the experiences. Like all of a sudden you're writing a breakup song, or you are on this podcast and talking about your latest business idea, because it was based off of something that didn't work out in the past. And so you learned from it. You learned from this past issue. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got here. Oop. Everything's okay. 444 with big news. The universe has big news for you. There's reassurance, support, guidance, and the overseen. Everything's okay. Mailbox, something's coming along. But really, there is something that's coming out of the blue that you're going to be like, whoa. This just happened. Like, I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know how. You always know. You almost always know what's going to happen, or what your vision is. Your vision will happen. You just never know how it's going to happen. It's like you're just this conscious, you're this manifester who just allows things to come through you. And sometimes you just have to embrace that ability now. And this is a journey, the hero's journey, you know. The hero's journey. Let's see here. Yeah, The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. Joseph Campbell's book, The Hero's Journey, identifies 3 core stages and numerous variations within them. And it's a transformative nature of the journey. So he emphasizes where the hero undergoes significant personal growth. So this whole thing is because you've gone through this hero's journey. What part of the hero's journey are you on? You can actually take a look at Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey online. There's a lot of information about it. So yeah, that might be something that you'd be interested in looking at. Okay, so this is from the Tantric Dakini Oracle deck, and I will be reading from this deck, the guidebook. Okay, we've got the Burning Bush lineage tree, number 34, and it's got a Buddha in the center here with a rainbow coming out of its head, also with a ring of fire around it, the head, the crown chakra. It looks like he's floating in the trees. Okay, well, let's see what that is all about. 34. Burning Bush lineage tree bears the number 34, signifying the completion of occult preparation. According to the classification by elements, this is a fire card, normally related to the suit of wands in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot. In the center of a reddish-leaved tree, symbolizing passionate, fiery nature of tantric revelation, the hierarch Karmapa sits on a lotus, the sign of his spiritual exaltation. He is the embodiment of the tantric transmission, the occult teachings of Tibet. As the expression of celestial compassion, he is crowned with the mystic black hat, the Najra or Vajra Mukut, the black hat of the Dakinis. It is said that the mere sight of this crown is sufficient to evoke the urge for enlightenment. In one hand, the Lama holds the Mahamudra book of tantric practices, which teach the shortest way of enlightenment within a lifetime. The other hand bestows blessings with an outstretched mystic gesture. The flames tell of the inner spiritual fire of conviction and a halo, suggesting that spirituality is all-encompassing. Above the head, a rainbow spectrum of light beams, indicating the hot line to the spiritual lineage. This Lama feature represents true compassionate wisdom, self-incarnated through the yoga of conscious transmission. The whole tree itself is supported by a most beautiful lotus, pointing to the spirituality inherent within. Divinatory meaning is a highly favorable and auspicious card, indicating an opportunity or a need for the questioner to connect directly with a lineage of mystic teachings. The card presents a moment of insight and revelation. At any place on the Tree of Life chart, it should be meditated upon as a place of refuge. This card also suggests that deeper feelings of faith are being evoked or tested. It tells of the need of the questioner to eliminate all doubts about the future. Do not hesitate. Be firm in your convictions about the task ahead. Honor the existence of metaphysical authorities and do not doubt their compassionate nature. So you have a lot of connection to the metaphysical nature of reality. You have a lot of connection with your with source, with the higher guidance, your highest self. That's why when you are really connected, really attuned to yourself, that's why you have all these, amazing downloads or ideas, because you are that connected. You're like just one step away from this enlightened opportunity or enlightenment opportunity, if that's one thing that you would like to do in this lifetime, of course. You have the choice. You have the choice to either do it in this lifetime or other lifetimes. And yet, this is, of course, about your career, your wealth, money manifestation, and your purpose, you know? So this is kind of like a 4-in-1 guidance today. And I don't think you necessarily even need to listen to me so much, because you're well on the way to prosperity. You have this ideal, you have this understanding of how things work. You definitely are attuned to the beat of your own drum. You are definitely eccentric. You are definitely one of those folks who don't need to hear other people's input. Though you do like connecting and communicating with others because you like hearing the input of others. It just means that it doesn't have as much precedent or as much pull as it used to, maybe once did, for you, because you just have this direct connection to source right now. Direct connection to source. And it also is asking you to trust yourself during this journey, the hero's journey. You are at this phase of almost like a completion, a cycle where you've already answered the call. I know that for sure. That's like the beginning of the whole hero's journey. The first step is to answer the call when you hear the call knocking at your door. So you've already done all that, and you've probably gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. It looks like, for sure, with the 3 of Swords, you've gone through a lot of that. You've come to understand that the nature of reality is not you cannot take it at face value. You cannot, look into the world and expect the world to solve your problems for you. You have to look inward, and that's the 4 of Cups right there. The Ace of Cups is understanding that love is the underlying nature of this universe. The expression of love, or Satchitananda, existence, consciousness, and bliss. You can say it in so many ways. Words don't describe it. It's ineffable. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Staying focused, hold the course. And it did say that in the channeled messages too. It said it in the burning bush card, and it also says it in the channeled messages. It says, let's see. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. Do not try to fit in to other people's expectations of you. You have very intuitive insights that you can trust. Use your intuition as guidance. No compromising with your vision. You are likely already seeing material manifestation and satisfaction when you follow your own guidance. When you follow your own guidance. Don't be mistaken. When you follow your own guidance, right? Okay, so stay focused. Oh, look at this. There we go. Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. This is the phoenix rising out of the ashes, renewed. This is you rising to higher and higher levels of evolution, of growth in your spirituality, in your personal life, in your wealth management, and your health is improving, I hear. It's kind of like all these levels are just improving simultaneously because you decided to answer the call when you heard that there was something more for you to do in this life. You answered the call. So this is kind of like your purpose is to serve this purpose by being your most authentic, eccentric self during this time, and to collaborate with others and to love one another, and know that you have a lot of guidance, that everything's going to be okay no matter what. You have a lot of faith in yourself. That's number 1. You have a lot of faith in Source, in God, whatever you want to call it, too. And that really gives you a strong foundation to move forward in your career, in your creative pursuits. And it just brings money to you. Like, you don't even really have to work so hard for it anymore. You're not the starving artist. No. Woman holding a heart with the number 44. So you got 444 and then you got 44. We're going to look at that number because obviously that's important. So there's another heart. Woman holding a heart. So the feminine, your feminine is awakened. It's in love. 444, angel number. So the 444 is a powerful sign of protection, stability, and encouragement from the guardian angels. And then 44, let's see what that one is. 44 signifies hard work, perseverance, the importance of building a solid foundation for future endeavors. It's a reminder that success comes through consistent effort and determination, and your angels and spirit guides are supporting you. Again, it's support, angelic support right now. You are being incredibly guided right now by your highest self. I also think that you understand that you're not separate from your guides and guidance. We are all one, and that one comes from this one existence, the Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, and bliss, absolute. From this one God, we are an aspect of that one. I don't know, you guys are very spiritually evolved beings, and I think anything that you touch is going to turn to gold. I really do. I think you have the Midas touch. I think you guys know what you want. You just might not know how to get it yet. So there's kind of a transition right now happening. And obviously with the transformation and the Phoenix coming out, obviously there's been a huge transformation for you recently. So you may have gone through the fires of this evolution, felt like you've been burning in hell for a little while and then coming out like, oh God, that was like an experience. Ugh. But you trusted the journey, you stayed focused, and you are really, I just think you're kind of either a founder, a CEO, a business consultant, a guide, a mentor, someone who's like been through, a thought leader, someone who's been through the hell, so to speak. And you know what that feels like. So you can really connect with others on a heart level, on a heart-centered level. You can connect with others and you can see through their pain, and you can play with your own pain, because you know that pain just brings you closer and closer to your goal, to the divine, to feeling one with it all. This is like a highly evolved spiritual group. And I think, that really does help you in your career, in, creating a business, building a business, being a consultant, doing whatever you like to do. It just makes you do it better. It really does. Okay, and then we've got Star. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. So because of your steadfast conviction and your, I feel like you've definitely bet on yourself. And I think that was in pile number 1. Like, you put the bet on yourself that you would do well. You kept that vision, you were holding on to that vision, and look, there's an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. And I'm also hearing money's coming through. Money's going to be definitely coming through for you. I don't know what the time is going to be for you on this, so let's just ask also. So we've got some tea leaves. We've got these cards here too. These are the crystal cards. Since we didn't have a crystal, we had a spree for the beginning. So we'll take a crystal card, a couple of tea leaves, and then I have these Louise Hay affirmation cards, which we'll do. And we might just ask your tarot deck, like, timing on all of this, because I didn't get timing in the channel messages this time. So let's just see what kind of comes up. Pile number 4, that one, that one. That one. That. Okay. Tent, temporary situation. All things are temporary, right? It's all temporary. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. This one is the hero's journey, so it is leaving you wiser at the end. Dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. I do think that maybe it's just a masculine figure that you're connecting with, either a spirit guide or an actual person that's going to help catapult you forward in your endeavors. Like, I see a handshake. Okay, and marriage. Oh my God, yeah. So this is probably going to be a deal, some sort of deal or handshake, a commitment, something where it's a contract, a contractual agreement. some sort of deal that you're making with someone. Okay, yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to put that right there because that really goes together, the dark man and this one, dealing's a relationship. Okay, let's see. I've got a month of the year here, so I'm going to take that one. May. So it's happening like now, actually, because we're in the month of May, at least when I'm creating this. This is a timeless tarot card reading. So whenever you get to this, just know that this is happening in this month, whatever month that you come to this. So this month, be on the lookout for this, some sort of deal and some sort of mental, physical, emotional journey that's coming to an end where now you're rising up higher and higher. If this is some sort of, you know what, temporary situation to me is more like if you're still going through any hardship, this is very temporary. And by the way, tent is nice because you have some stability coming as well. I see stability coming. Elephant is also a wise being. Elephant could be a soul, an animal guide that is helping you right now. Okay, so let's see here with your your cards. Okay, last time I spilled out a whole bunch of them and I did take them all, but let's see, I'm keeping my eyes closed. This one, is there another one? I think there's another one, that one. Okay, so 2 crystals. You have lapis lazuli and moonstone. So let's look at the lapis lazuli here first. Royalty, transformation, and immortality. Regal in all forms, lapis lazuli was most prized and sought after in ancient Egypt when it was believed to have powers of immortality and the ability to expand the heart's capacity for love. Lapis lazuli guides the soul and protects its journey from life to death. True wisdom comes from within, and lapis lazuli facilitates that by unearthing your core truths. This stone appears when you are ready for spiritual transformation and takes you to the depths of who you are, unveiling deeper awareness so that you can become the leader of your own life. That's the thing, you're becoming the leader of your life. I didn't say that, did I, in the channel messages? So this is Sagittarius and Venus energy. Let's put that right here. And then we've got Moonstone with nurturing, divine feminine, and intuitive. Drawing power from the divine feminine, Moonstone connects you to goddess energy, activating your intuition. Moonstone can boost clairvoyant gifts and metaphysical powers, asking that you trust in the unknown beyond what you can see in this realm. The reflective nature of the crystal is much like the moon phases themselves, a cycle of change from new beginnings to full release. Moonstone balances masculine energy with a feminine touch, teaching the art of receptivity and serendipity. It is especially potent during the waxing moon. And then it has Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, and the moon. Moonstone. Wow. That's beautiful energy. Yeah, leadership energy was definitely coming through too. I think, maybe, did I say that in here? Yeah, the first 2, luxury service work and leadership, mentorship, coaching, healing roles that are well respected and well compensated, independent consulting, roles where you're celebrated, expect a promotion, an ideal client, fulfilling new job or a raise, culinary artist, photographer, filmmaker, personal branding expert, designer, copywriter, business strategist and consultant, thought leader, speaker, presenter, money mindset coach, program director, CEO, founder of a conscious brand, spiritual or community leader, influencer, e-com marketer, etc. So bide your time, you know you're worth it. If you're already providing services, up your prices. Yeah, that was another big thing. Okay, so this is all happening now. This is happening right now for you guys. Pile number 4, let's see what else needs to come through. Any other things that are wanting to come through? Okay, Judgment and Justice. We've got the Judgment card and Justice. They were shifting or turning. Did you see that? So wow. This is coming because of all, I actually think it's like karmic. I actually think that a lot of this is coming because you have like some sort of karmic justice coming to you. Like things are balancing out. Everything's going to be fine. You've trusted the whole process, and you let aside your judgment of yourself for the things that you've gone through the hero's journey. And with that, you know, a balance is coming back to your life. Definitely some justice and prosperity. Justice is the prosperity that's coming to you now. Okay. Wow. These three came out. I didn't realize I chose that many. Okay, so there's the King of Wands, leadership, stability, a passion project, idea. You're going for it. You're ready. And then you've got the Two of Cups. Love is coming in. Love. Yeah. This is going to be something you absolutely love, and you're coming to union with both your divine feminine and your divine masculine aspects of yourself. And then we've got, hold on, I'm going to kind of move these a little bit because then you can actually see some more of them. Okay, and then we've got this card, the Emperor. Wow, I like this Emperor. Look at that. He's ready for action. He's poised. He's stable and grounded. His chair, his throne is made out of this rooted tree. Huh. He looks like an indigenous, like an indigenous tribal person here. Very knowledgeable, very open, like that's an open stance, ready for action, definitely like ready to jump up and move into action when needed. You're becoming more grounded now, for sure. Grounded in your sense of self, established in your truth, knowing exactly, you know, what you're made of. By the way, you're made of stardust. You are you're very magical. You have a lot of potential opportunities popping up. Again, take the one that resonates the most with you. If you're in this transitional state, bide your time. Like it said in the channel messages, bide your time for best results. Because I think you're going to be like almost bombarded by all these things, but take the things that you love, you know, from these interactions. Yeah. Look at that. That's the most beautiful picture I've ever seen. It's of two humans. It looks like a masculine and feminine who are holding seashells. One's a conch and one is a clamshell that has a pearl in it. And they're sitting on the beach next to the ocean. The sun is rising. There's magic in the air, if you can see that. There's so much magic. So, yeah, this is happening now for you guys, okay? This month, it's happening. Where you will level up, you will take a more leadership position, you'll step into a new role altogether, or you'll get a raise, a proposal, a promotion, something like that. A handshake, a deal, something will go down that's going to like really help you out monetarily in the near future, and it's something that you'll love. Okay, thank you so much, pile number 4, for tuning in today. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading. Go down to the comment section and let me know what resonated for you. Subscribe to my channel so you never miss a reading from me. I try to upload at least once a week. And yeah, Thank you so much. Jai Ma. Bye for now.